Welcome to Spiro Diaries podcast with Laura and Elise.
Two Kiwi mermaids talking about spearfishing and ocean adventures.
In this episode, we talk with the creator of the most beautiful and technical fins on the market. Ray is an entrepreneurial genius and an absolute beast in the water. He is an extremely humble and resilient man who has endured some extremely challenging obstacles during his many years and adventures diving.
He has guided many people in countless locations around the world and been on a fair few podcasts already. But we think we captured some really valuable and personal insights from him when we were lucky enough to share a meal or two at the start of the year when he visited New Zealand.
And now we get to share that yap with you. So clear out those ear holes and get ready to hear from a true master of his craft, an ocean innovator, and one of the most respected names in the spearfishing and diving world. He's not just a pretty pair of fins, Ray Powell.
Well, welcome to the Spiro Diaries podcast. We're excited to have you here, Ray. Thank you for coming.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, we're in Laura's mum's house, Kathy's garden room in Papamoa, and Ray's over here visiting to have a little low-key White Island strike mission, maybe take the next New Zealand record for kingfish. We'll see, hopefully.
And we were lucky enough to have dinner in Ohopi with Terry, Joe, Colleen and you last night, which was lovely. We rocked up with some of our pink mau mau and sashimi, and you made some beautiful mussels and did all the kitchen things, and we sat around and had a yap to all of you guys. And it was just really cool to be invited and be included in what's obviously a pretty tight-knit group of humans who have been making yearly trips here. So that was awesome. And today we get to pick your brain properly and officially after probably a year or two of harassing you, actually. So to give context to the listeners, our connection to you, we actually both owned Dive Fins ourselves before we obviously knew the face behind the creations. And I was always obsessed with them, to be honest, because of actually Naomi Giddo's, I don't know if I'm saying her name right, but the artworks, like I was just, full on art teacher fangirled. Oh my gosh, look at these fins with the beautiful stuff on. And then I realized that you were a Spiro, and I was like, cool. It's not just like freediver fins, like there's a legit Spiro's made these. And that was kind of where I sort of found out who you were. And then you ended up you were happy to support us for our expo when we kind of launched the podcast, and had a yap to you on the phone. And I think our first phone call conversation was over an hour, and you yapped on about shark stories and all sorts of stuff. And I thought, oh my God, we've got to interview this dude. So we are finally here doing that. But we're really stoked to get support from you with fins and a prize for our listeners. And one of the boys that's taken us out a few times in Hawke's Bay, Rangi, he ended up winning your fins. So it was really cool to be able to give those to him, because he takes so many people out and donates crayfish to the community in Hawke's Bay. And so it was really cool that prize went to someone who does that. But that's pretty much our connection. And you've been happy enough to waste some time with us on your trip. So
Yeah, much appreciated. And we know you've been interviewed by a few legends, Shrek, and a few other Sperry potties, but we wanted to wait to do this with you in person. So really happy to be here all together to actually have a proper catch up. So yeah. Okay. So Ray, how did your spearfishing journey begin?
How did it begin?
Yeah.
well, we know you're a generational Spiro from Spiro parents.
Mum and Dad used to spearfish and do competitions and stuff. And I'm the oldest of 4 kids, and it was just like a natural progression. As soon as we could walk and crawl and swim, we were in rock pools, like chasing little fish around. And we used to have a couple of aquariums that we used to catch marine fish for.
Yeah.
And I just started with a little hand spear as soon as I could, paddle around in the water, and from there just continued hand spear to a bigger hand spear to the first spear gun. I think was homemade. It was something we did every weekend.
Yeah. How are you talking 5, 6, 7, the whole way through?
Yeah.
That is so cool to have parents that could gift you a love of the ocean from such an early age, to instill that in you.
Yeah, we used to start in the entrance to lakes and rivers and stuff.
Yeah.
And I still remember going for my first like real sort of open ocean dive with my dad. I was about 8.
Yeah.
He had to time the swell, come up with rocks, had to get in properly, like know where to get in and out, and so he didn't get smashed. And but he,
It's got a lot for an 8-year-old, but I guess if you don't know any different, you're like, sweet, Dad's telling me to swim.
I'd hold the Hessian bag, or he got some abs or crays, or showed me where the cray holes and stuff were. And some of those places I can still remember today.
Really? So have you got one of those minds that can like map out the?
Yeah, 100%.
Oh,
Like a
fantastic.
visual
Once you've
memory.
been there,
Right.
once you've been there, you've been there.
Never forget a rock, or I'm like a human GPS.
That's
Nice.
very cool. That's
Was
a
it-
bit of a skill. That's a bit of a skill. Not a lot of people have that.
No, it freaks a lot of people.
What
You
part of
don't-
Aussie?
Actually.
Yeah,
You
what
don't-
part of Aussie was that in that you started out?
Mostly
Right.
from Sydney south.
Yeah.
So all the south coast of New South Wales, basically.
Wow.
That's a
We
dream.
preferred to go south than north because north was usually dirty and it was hard to get the weather, and south you could always dive somewhere.
Wicked.
So all your siblings and parents all dive together, and
Yeah.
that's sick. That's the dream right there.
That was the dream.
Yeah, we become valuable when we're old enough and strong enough to carry gear.
Oh yeah.
It's like where we could carry buckets and stuff. Like, yeah.
And it's Neil and Lois, say your parents'
Yeah.
names. Did they meet through spearing or not?
No, they didn't, but they spent a lot of time on the beach and the water and stuff.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Nice.
So they were competitive spirits, did you say?
Yeah, they used to belong to an old club called the Kingfishers.
The Kingfishers.
Yeah. And
Okay.
before that, I think Bankstown Barnacles and stuff.
Your
Okay.
mum must have been one of the first female competitive sparrows then.
Yeah, she was early days. There was,
Yeah.
there was a handful of them around. He wasn't like same as today. There's more females probably diving today than back then.
Hmm.
But yeah,
It's definitely a big surge in females at the moment. Like I feel like it's definitely rising up at the moment. There's a lot of girls that are keen. Like we've got a group chat here that's got like 150 chicks on it or something. It's like,
Yeah,
goodness
like-
me.
and you know what? It's like a sport where females, there's no real disadvantage to them.
No.
Mm.
Like they're actually better divers than guys, just due to how their physiology works. They generally got like a lower heart rate. They're usually more comfortable in the water.
Hmm.
But he zero disadvantage being a woman diving, really.
Hmm. So with your parents being competitive divers, is that how you got into competition diving? And like, do you love diving in comps? Is that your jam or?
No, look, I started competition diving when I was like 15 and joined the Reesby Workers Club. And it was more just a like another weekend
Okay.
to get out. And yeah, you do get like a little bit of a competitive nature being involved like in competition.
Yeah.
But it's more about like learning from other people. The more people you get to dive with from different areas and different places, the more information you sort of like suck in and pick up. But yeah, it was something we all did together. There was a monthly competition. There was
Oh,
like
cool.
half a dozen major championship stuff you could do. And then, New South Wales state titles, Australian titles,
Hmm.
then international competitions.
Oh, so you went overseas with it as well?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. I think that's the thing that me and Laura love is like, we started doing comps just so we could go out on a boat because we didn't know anyone with boats
Yeah.
at that point. So
Yeah,
we're like,
that's something
hi.
new.
That's what it is. It's like a
Yeah.
big family, no matter where you go, like all around the world.
Yeah.
Spear and fish. You rock up if you're from New Zealand.
Yeah.
You turned up in Miami, Florida, or somewhere, and you go, "Oh, I'm from New Zealand. I spearfish over there." There'd be like half a dozen people that would say, "Oh, do you want to come out for a dive?"
Yeah, so friendly.
Yeah.
Like everyone, like, you're a prime example. It's like you even meet people online, you meet people in person.
Yep.
Like was never any good at the start. I'm still not that good now. No one cares.
Yeah, I know.
They're not like,
Yeah.
oh, how deep can you dive? They're just
Yeah.
like, oh, cool, you're keen. Like,
Yeah.
and they're
You're
happy to
keen,
take you
can
out.
Look after yourself. Sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can swim.
Yeah.
Advantage.
And like you said, you
It
get
is
to
an
go
advantage.
to different places as well. Like the amount of places I've been just because we're going to comps. I mean, we're about to go to Great Barrier Island and I wouldn't be going there on a trip if it was just me leisure spearfishing. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's no, right. It's awesome. And I think like,
Yeah, surrounded by some people who know some good things, like
yeah.
definitely learn a lot. It's pretty cool.
Do you still compete now or are you sort of more just for
Very,
fun?
very rarely. Like sometimes I'll take part in the competition just for the sake of it. But not seriously anymore.
Cool.
But you've obviously still got a lot of like friends and connections and stuff that you've met
Yeah.
through stuff over the years, and I guess once you've got those connections, it's sort of dial it back a bit.
Things evolve and things sort of like change in the competition formats and stuff we've got now. But he don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing, but it definitely, as long as the education keeps moving forward and people get involved in the sport, it doesn't matter if it's like a largest fish competition or a species-based competition or
Photography
catch and cook competition, or a photography competition.
Well, we went to a catch and cook recently. I'm doing the photography category at Great Barrier. Like, I've got this theory that eventually we can just have robotic fish. Because
I haven't heard this theory before.
If they try and tell us we're not allowed to spearfish anymore for sport, because people were talking to me about why it's not an Olympic sport.
Freshwater and for conservation, I don't know.
I was like, it's still a skill. If people got an issue with the actual fish being killed, I'm sure we can get away around it with the new technology.
Though when you eat it.
I'll tell you something funny. Like, this is an idea I had, and don't laugh at it. Have you ever are you guys into archery at all? Like, have you ever done a 3D
and bow hunting,
like 3D animals and shit?
With the cutout ones.
Yeah, like a fake pig or a fake
yeah. I've done that for bow hunting.
Set up a spearfishing version.
Exactly.
Oh,
this is what I mean.
Awesome.
You got the boar fish.
Yes. I'm not laughing at you. This is what I mean.
Yeah, I thought about that ages ago. I thought it'd be a fantastic idea.
I printed out cutouts of fish for the pool because we did some practice target shooting, because a mate of mine does go to those archery ones in Kitty, and that's the same thing. And that's when I got the idea with the robotic thing, because I was like, oh yeah, if they're still and they're weighted, it's still good target practice. But if you could make them move, then it'd be even harder.
You just got to have them like on little lead weights and anchored on the bottom in different places. There could be a target in 3 meters, it could be one in 15 meters, it could be, and you've just got to find them all, and you could do it, around the back of Mercury Island or somewhere in some bucket everyone sort of knows, like set it up.
Yeah, and you could get points.
Species or some different species, you get one shot at it. And if you miss it, bad luck.
And
this could be a fun thing.
And
this could be a fun thing.
It takes you to do the circuit.
Where you got your target and how long it took you, I reckon, honestly, I reckon that's probably the future of spearfishing.
Yeah. Well, we've got some little bath toys, some little tiny bath toys when you drop them in for the kids, and they just zizz around the bath. We could just get some bigger versions of those.
Future of spearfishing, because I want to make it an Olympic sport somehow, and the only thing stopping us is people have issues with it. Well, we will talk to you, Ray.
That's definitely the only thing stopping us.
It'll be good practice too. Because it's like, sorry, that was a side tangent I didn't plan on going on, but.
And if we wanted to do it above water, you still hold your breath, but you got one of those little sticky cap guns. Yeah, there's all sorts of options.
Anyway, sorry, we went on a tangent. This is what we do.
Free.
Well, one other, even though we know that there's been some really good podcasts done on you, and heaps of people, especially in Aussie, like know a lot about you. What we kind of love hearing from people is like sort of a couple of examples of like the best day you've been diving. Like, we call it a Dear Diary, like dive day, because we Spirit Diaries, but it's just kind of a joke. But I'm sure you've got heaps, and you don't have to pick just one. But like kind of a most memorable day diving, like, who was there, where were you, what happened, why was it memorable?
Probably one of the top days diving just for the marine life and fish species and location and everything probably would have been Thetis Banks in Mexico. Like, we did it the rough way.
There's one you were telling us about last night?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It was a rough mission to get there. And we didn't know we were coming back or not, actually.
Like, just in general.
Give us detail.
And, I had my mum with me, and she came out in the boat too. I said, don't hold it against me if we don't make it back. As the guy stabs the fuel line through the, looked like cling wrap rubber banded onto the 60-litre petrol drum.
And this is a couple hours out to sea on like a tiny tiller boat.
Miles out on this little tiller thing, like just with no communication, no nothing. There's no one coming.
Just going out to sea with some Mexican dude.
And jumped in out there, and there was just like things like 90 feet to the top of the place, but it was just fish everywhere.
Wow.
There was whale sharks as big as they get, 44-foot whale sharks.
Dream.
That's it, Dream.
I would love to see photos.
We were actually spearing wahoo off whale sharks.
Oh my gosh.
There's big red snappers, and there was just truckloads of fish. It was a killer day. It was really good.
What was the loose idea before you went? What were you expecting? Were you like, hey, there's accommodation and there's going to be some good spearfishing? There's that kind of like what
Yeah,
you're
it was like
expecting?
meant to be like a exploratory trip, like a shakedown trip, and it sounded good in theory, and it would have been good. Or was great.
Yeah.
Except
Best trip of your
The
life.
spearfishing part.
except when we got there was no accommodation. It was like a 10 by 10 box on the edge of a cliff with
Okay.
no water. And we didn't have water with us. We had half a dozen Powerades, I think, and
Oh,
a beer.
God.
Yeah.
And there was no fresh water there. we actually got some water off a lobster fishing camp.
Yeah.
Otherwise we would have died.
Yeah.
And we could have died at any point.
This is for
And we drove in at night up a beach, and it took hours in this old truck with no floor in it. So you had fume, had no exhaust. The exhaust was cut off in the engine, and you had a dolphin torch out the window because no headlights.
Oh my goodness.
Oh.
Up the beach. I think it was like 90-mile beach or something ridiculous thing. It was a long fucking way.
Yeah.
And we didn't realise like the situation we were in fully until we left, and we drove out in the daytime. And the daytime drive, we seen one coyote and a bird, and that was it, all the way down this beach.
Yeah.
And you just see the vehicles that haven't made it and whalebones sticking out of the sand, and you are screwed.
Oh my God.
Where in buttfuck nowhere, Mexico. Yeah.
Out on the outside of Magdalene Island.
How old was Lois at this stage for this adventurous trip?
74, I think.
Yeah, I'm just picturing your mother.
That's amazing.
Yeah. That's a pretty adventurous situation.
Yeah,
for
she
anyone.
jumped in the water and I give him his spear gun. She missed away like by 6 inches,
Oh.
like just fell short because the water was so clear.
Mhm.
And she swears she was pulling the spear up. The next minute, turned to the right. There's 20-foot oceanic hammerhead, giant thing like on the surface.
Oh, that's so
Goes
cool.
laps
That's
around,
amazing.
like 60-pound bloody dolphin fish, and disappears.
That would
And
have
she
been
got back in the boat. She
amazing.
goes, I'm going to wait in the boat.
I'm just going to need a minute.
Oh, I'd love
That's
to
so
see a
cool to have
hammerhead.
that
That's pretty
experience
good.
with her. Mexico, man. Sometimes you think you're going to die and then you end up having the best experience of your life. Like, I feel
Yeah.
like that's true to a few stories. It's like
Yeah.
bit of a
Never know how it's
constant.
gonna turn out.
Yeah, but you kind of just have to ride it, and it's like, oh, well.
A memorable day of diving don't always mean like most memorable fish, eh? Like sometimes it's like who you're with,
No.
where you are, what you see. Like
No, like
Yeah.
on that day, I had 5 like massive whale sharks, as big as whale sharks.
Oh my gosh.
And they just like circle down to the bottom, and they just spiral back up to the surface, and you dive down like 15 meters, and they'd come at you from every direction, and they look like, 1.5 meters, 6 foot wide at the front.
you'd pass
And they
that.
just like
I
stop,
love it.
and you'd pick one and then swim to it and grab hold of the dorsal fin and go for a ride.
Actual.
Oh,
Yeah.
dreamy.
Oh my gosh.
And this was you were
I
out there
passed
for
out
like
before one.
you were out there for like
Just
was
went
it
out-
10
went out there for
days?
A couple of days.
Oh, a couple days.
Yeah,
Okay.
a few days.
Is that
Wow.
well known there for whale sharks, or were you expecting
No,
it?
not really well known for whale sharks, but you do get them there. It's a
You can't plan that stuff, eh? It's just
nah,
like
it was
magic.
just a day where everything was lined up right. You had bait that was slowly getting pushed from the bottom to the surface. There was limitless wahoo. They were just everywhere. The
So you might have had only Powerades, but you had enough fish to eat.
yeah, you had plenty of fish. It was a great day.
And did you have a local guide and stuff?
Yeah,
that
we
was
had a
taking you
guy
around?
from the lobster fishing camp who knew where the place was, and it was his boat we're in.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you survived it and it ended up being amazing.
Yeah, so am I. It was definitely a big adventure.
Yeah. Oh, that's so cool.
Well, one of our next questions is actually going to be, is there a specific creature encounter that you've had that you want to share with us? I mean, that's you've kind of just mentioned the whale shark, so it doesn't have to be
What type
that.
of creature
Any.
encounter do you
Yeah,
want?
well, it could be a human creature. No, yeah, any. I mean, it could be a certain fish you've landed. It could be something else you've seen. I mean, the whale sharks sound pretty epic. I don't know how you could beat that. But
Yeah.
do you have any other interactions with marine creatures of sorts?
Yeah, I've had a few interactions with marine creatures. Some favourable, some not so favourable. But
Do you want to go for unfavourable
One
and
did
then
go unfavourable.
and then favourable? Start horrible, end lovely.
Oh, unfavourable. It's got to be being stung by a bloody jellyfish.
Yes, we did hear about that.
And I've got irrigated. I thought I was going to die. I spent 3 days in ICU, and it was a big evacuation, and had like a ton of little micro heart attacks and stuff. I don't need to go down that path again. It's the worst experience of my life.
Yeah.
Far out.
Yeah.
And so just because we did hear that on other podcasts, but just for people who maybe a little bit like me don't quite know what that is or how that happens.
It's a very tiny jellyfish, about the size of your pinky fingernail.
Oh, serious?
And when it envenomates you, it puts a protein into your system that your body just cannot process.
Yeah.
And you have all different types of reactions, cardiovascular reactions, nervous system reactions, pain, sensations, convulsions.
Hectic.
Where in the world were you when that happened?
Right up north of Lockhart River, up inside the Barrier Reef.
Yeah.
Diving for crayfish.
Did you know, like, had you heard of it before? Did you know anyone it had happened to?
I knew they were around. I didn't know they were actually in that area. And I thought they were like more like sort of coastal, a bit closer in. We were not on the coast, we were out of ways. And I got sort of like stung on the bottom.
Had it just drifted out, like, or is it?
They travel, apparently they travel along in little packs.
Oh.
I just sort of got stung on the face and just purged it off with the hooker egg. And
So you knew.
And then it's only like it doesn't hurt when it stings. It's,
okay.
It's one of those little things you swim into in the water.
You're just like, oh, yeah.
And then an hour later, I was back topside and I was moving fuel from one of the boats to another boat, and my hands started to feel funny, like they were starting to burn, and I can feel like fire going up my forearms. And I thought, oh shit, I'm bent, So I shot back into the lagoon, went back to do some recompression stuff, and I'm on the bottom. I'm not getting any pain relief. It's getting worse and worse. I think, fucking hell, this is wrong. Like I should be getting some pain relief. So back to the surface and then back to the mothership across the reef. By the time I got there, I was just like in agony, and they ended up packing me in frozen food and stuff. They still thought I could have like really bad case of decompression sickness.
Yeah, okay.
And then mate in the boat next door, he come over and he goes, oh man, I reckon you've been irrigangied, you've been stung.
So it's called an irrigangi.
Yeah, irrigangi. And luckily his crew in the boat, they had a Royal Flying Doctor kit on board, so they got on the sat phone.
Oh.
And over the next 12 hours, used up all the pethidine, all the morphine, everything they had, until they could get a helicopter across to pick me up.
You're lucky you survived.
Sure.
Yeah.
It's fucking lucky they knew what it was.
They got me off the boat at night, wrapped up in a single bed mattress with gaffer tape by a little crane into the door, across to the sand cave, a diesel fire ring for the helicopter to land.
Yeah.
All right.
And they stuck me in there on the chopper, and they still thought I had the bends badly.
Yeah.
Shot me off to TI up in the Straits to get on a plane.
Yeah.
And with the idea of getting me to Townsville to the recompression chamber, but there was a cyclone down there. They couldn't get there, so they landed in Cairns. And I woke up going across the tarmac and woke up in ICU in Cairns Base Hospital.
Just being like, what's happened? Is it a common thing to get like stung? Because how did the guy think about it being an irrigangi?
He was from Broomside over at WA, so
Okay.
happens all the time up there.
Right. He's
Guys
like,
sort of
I've
drifted
seen
sort of
this
hurling,
before.
yeah.
Oh.
Usually it's a delayed reaction, like an hour or two.
I didn't
after
picture
you
it being a small jellyfish. I
it's
pictured it
tiny.
being like something you'd know would have got you. Like,
Nah, they're small. And
It's
the
even
time,
scarier.
like, you can't even describe, like, how minute the little thing has to be that envenomates. It's like more than what you can get on the end of a pin and kill you.
Wow.
Like, it's insanely toxic.
So people die of
No,
this.
if you've got any heart issues, you're done.
Oh,
Yeah.
they're gonna.
You get heart issues after being done by them, but
Yeah. Do they
Yeah.
stick around?
Oh yeah, like I never really got my peak fitness back
Right.
after that, and I
Oh.
had blood pressure issues and stuff after that, and still continues to this day. I never want to get stung again.
Yeah,
No,
what's I
of
say?
course.
You don't want to get stung
No,
again.
fuck that.
That sounds worse than worrying about sharks.
But
Yeah,
yeah,
it's,
it changes your pain tolerance to things. Like when they say on a scale of 1 to 10, like I'm just thinking, okay, 10's irrigangi.
yeah.
I broke my leg and disintegrated me thing for me knee down like 3 years ago skateboarding, and that was like, I don't know, 4,
Mm.
5 like in
Compared to
comparison.
Yeah.
yeah.
You're like, when the doctor's like, what's your pain scale? You're like, I've been places.
And you're in such a remote
I've seen
area
some things,
too.
man.
Yeah. It was funny, no one could find me. So my family,
In ICU, you mean?
yeah, no one knew where I was.
Like they just taking you to hospital
Oh.
somewhere and
Yeah, so my partner at that time was like trying to find me, and all that my friends and shit, they'd all been out on a weekend bender, and they're trying to like track me down. All they got was a message: Ray's been evacuated. He's going to die.
oh,
Like, it's in a
yeah.
bad way. Like, so they started ringing hospitals and military bases and shit from everywhere, North Queensland down. And no, he's not here. No, he's not here. No, he's not here. And then mate of mine, Steve-O, found me. I get this phone call in the hospital. There's a Steve-O on the phone for you. Yeah, huh? What? Like completely baked, hooked up on bloody drugs and stuff in the bed. And yeah, they took a couple of days to find me.
Oh, it'd be stressful for everyone else too, geez.
Oh yeah.
How long ago is that?
Ooh,
Like couple or like a decade? Like
25, like 27 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But as you're talking
It's like
about it though, you can tell that you can still remember how
yeah, never
that
forget
sounds
that.
horrific.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll not forget that. And then I think it was like 2 weeks later, I went back to work. And,
You went back to work 2 weeks later?
Yeah, I went back up to work. I had 2 weeks off, then went back to work.
Time to dive again.
I caught the there's a couple of supply barges, the actual ships that run right up to in the straits from Cairns. So I caught one of them, jumped a ride up, and then bailed off that while I was moving into my mate's dory, and then back to the mothership that I was working off of. And we get closer and closer, and there's no mothership where it was meant to be.
Yeah.
And then we get closer and closer, and I can see like 4X gold cans in the water.
You're like, I'm on the
Like,
trail.
Exactly.
Hansel and Gretel.
And we know there's a sandbar up here. We get up there. I thought that doesn't look right. You can see one of the booms is like nearly 90 degrees in the air. They've parked the boat in too shallow. The tide's gone out.
Oh.
The bottom of the whole thing's
Oh,
still
no.
staying
Hey.
up there. The skipper's drunk.
Yeah.
Oh,
This
wow.
is not going to be good, like.
What was it like getting back in the water the first time after dealing with that? Were you like covered
Mask.
everywhere?
Like this, covered up everywhere, stinger guards, everything like
Yeah.
that. Everyone
Yeah.
up there after that all started to wear like full stinger
Yeah.
guards, balaclavas, like
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
fair enough.
You can rock is it just some stockings as well over you as well? Like there's that lady
they can
that's
get through,
they can get through the
they get through
stockings.
like this type of thing I'm wearing here, like this
Okay.
micro shit. They can,
Really?
yeah. And quite often
Ugh.
people don't realise what happens is you get stung taking your stuff off.
Ah.
Yeah, 'cause
there's
it's
like a
on the
little
So it
bit
can be
of
caught in
a
you.
little bit on your wetsuit leg or something like that you bumped into in the water. So when you take your gear off, you can get stung.
Oh.
So you hit yourself with the deck hose, hose yourself down.
Right.
After that, you'll see them everywhere.
Yeah.
I'm looking even though I did a trip up the reef early November last year, and swimming around, like you're just looking around like there's one over there, there's
Sheesh.
another one over
New
there.
fear
You see 'em.
unlocked.
Oh my
Yeah.
Oh
god.
yeah, you see them. If you look for them, you'll find them. But they don't always envenomate you. They're not always as toxic. It has a lot to do with how quickly the water temperatures and that change.
Yeah.
And I don't know how something with no apparent brain can communicate with one another, but they do. They don't know how.
Wow.
They travel in little groups and migrate around the place.
Oh,
Yeah, definitely
That's
new
insane.
fear unlocked. It sounds like you're
Yeah.
pretty lucky.
cover myself head to
I feel
toe
like
in Australia.
In New Zealand, like, everyone, obviously people like me and other people, sharks. And then like, I love stingrays, but you get people that are really nervous about stingrays and they've got this obsession with like every stingray is real scary. But
Yep.
it's like something like that is way more concerning. It's small. You can
Australia is
barely
so
see it
hardcore.
coming.
Everything,
Like-
you get a regular something, and then Australia just times it by
Yeah.
10. They're
I
like,
mean,
oh,
The only thing that made me think of it is no way any comparison. But me and Elise were at the Cavilli Islands and Bay of Islands, sorry.
Yeah.
And like we're taking a boat over, so we're sort of like on an island staying
Yeah.
there for a trip. And I knew what scorpion fish were at the time. She got one before me, and because I was quite new, being the good dive buddy she was like, I shot one. And I was stoked, it's the only one I've ever got. And then she looked at me and I was a bit like, how do I handle this? She goes, I'll handle it for you. Like, nice dive buddy. And I don't know what we're doing, whether we were in the surge or do you remember how this
Oh, no,
happened?
no, no, no. You
Where
did
did it
do that,
start?
and no, I did this. I gutted her fish. I was very careful with it.
My scorpion.
The
Yep.
thing is that I may have had a couple of bevies, and then the next day I'm out and I see a scorpion fish, and I'm like, oh yeah, Laura got one. I'll get one too. And then I like dive down, I shoot it, and it's like not quite dead. So I just get my knife and just like stab it. But at the same time, like 3 of its barbs went into my hand. And I was
She was
like,
so confidently
and I was
dealt
like-
with one the day
I
before.
was like, oh no. And then because I'm so clever, I stabbed it again in the same
It was on a
situation
real dumb
happened.
crack though too. It was on a real awkward spot. And
Yeah.
like I remember just watching and
Felt
being
like my bones were on fire.
but she is acting kind of chill. But by the time
like, oh,
we
you
went back
reckon,
to this tinny boat,
Yeah.
we get on the boat and there's
The
this like
Waikato Justice.
Tupperware
is its name.
container with like no first aid stuff in it except like this random plaster and some antihistamine. And she's like, yeah, I don't really feel that good. She takes the antihistamine and we get back to the little island bit and I just start seeing her kind of sticking her hands down the neck of her wetsuit and you can see that she's starting to react to it. She's got her hand in this like pot of boiling water.
No, it was
It was
slightly
very
warm,
hot.
but
Yeah.
it felt like it was boiling.
Okay.
Yeah, as hot as you can have.
Okay.
Yeah.
No comparison.
Oh, yeah?
but, yeah.
So back in the day, we were diving a little place just south of Shell Harbour. It's called Bass Point. It's like in New South Wales. And it doesn't have a great deal of fish, but it does have like quite good red rock cods there. So that's the same fish, right? So mate Lurch, he's got like red rock cod, brim, moam or something that floated. We're getting photos later on and he used to hold the spear gun with your rig line wrapped around it and the fish like on a stringer, like
Yeah.
striped along. No, you know.
Where are you going?
So he's standing there like that. He's got his wetsuit top on. He's taking his wetsuit pants off. He's in his speed
Oh,
and for the photo, and it's not dead. And it flips him and hits him in the nuts.
Oh.
Got him right on the
It stabbed him.
got him inside of the groin.
No.
2 spikes right at the back.
and that's why you don't take speedo shots.
Could have been way worse. Like 2
Yeah.
inches to the right, he would have been in a lot more pain than he was.
Oh, can you imagine? Oh, God. That would have been, oh.
Yeah, and you know, like sometimes you get stung by something, you've got like your gland will swell up here
Yeah.
or there. I started gland on his left leg, like swelled.
Did he
right
swell right up?
Yeah,
Oh, hectic.
he's in a lot of pain.
Yeah, like I said, no comparison to your experience, but that's just what made
No.
me think of, you know, you're going
level 1
That's probably the
version.
worst experience I've had in my life.
Have you got a happy creature story?
Happy creature?
Yeah, a favourable one.
Favourable happy creature, all right. So I used to work over here a little bit, doing some pile diving with Joe's, you know, after yesterday. And we were down East Coast, South Island, up somewhere. And there's some big sea lions around down there. And
Tanks.
yes, there
I
are.
told you yesterday about when I whacked on the nose and it
Yeah.
became a pest and we had to get out and move. Well, there was another big one, that same area, and like real big. It come flying at me and zip around like a worm, like 1,000 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Around me. You can't do anything. The thing's like, I don't know, 800 pounds. Next minute, it starts like slowing down and grabs me on the foot. Like
Oh.
where the,
With its mouth.
where the flipper is, the foot, yeah?
Yeah.
And then starts to sink. So I just like, hold my breath, goes down like 10, 15 foot to the bottom
Yeah.
and then lets me go and goes around me again and then comes back up and it's like right in my face like this, but it's not like opening its mouth like the flip top
Yeah.
a bit aggressive. It's just like blowing
It's
bubbles.
like, oh,
Uh,
can we
And
play?
I just knew that this is like probably an old playful sea lion. you
Yeah.
know. I did it 3 times.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh,
3
that
times.
is
It just
so
going to help
cool.
me gentle, like
Yeah.
on the around where the foot pocket and the blade sort of shines. You can feel it,
Yeah.
but just enough to like poof and go down and like let me go. And I played for it just
Oh.
disappeared. So they're not always like a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
Sometimes you'll get a playful one.
that's pretty cute.
Yeah.
Oh.
Mm. Other times I've had other type of seal encounter. I did get grabbed by a young leopard seal around the shoulder.
Leopard seal.
Grabbed me and I had to
I've
wait.
always wondered about
wait
seeing one
for
in the
it to
water. Yeah.
down the west coast of Tasmania, and I swam into its little area, and it was like getting hit by a car in the shoulder.
Really?
Just bang, grabbed me. I didn't know what had me.
Yeah.
Just flashed me through the kelp and then spat me out and then come around in front of my face.
I was like, get out of my spot. There's more
You're in my
fish.
fishing area.
Yeah,
Oh, man.
They'd be scary and fun at the same time.
Mm.
it was actually, and I'll quickly while we're talking, I'll show you a little picture of the dirty thing.
Yeah.
As we got out, we found it later on along the rocks. And
How much would they weigh?
Oh,
They get
heavy.
huge.
Couple of hundred
Oh, they
kg.
go,
Yeah,
go
they get
mass.
big. Yeah.
Luckily for me.
And they've got quite tusky teeth, don't they?
Oh, yeah, they got teeth.
Yeah.
Yeah, they hunt other seals. But fortunately for me, wasn't that big one.
We get them coming in up from Antarctica sometimes, and like they cruise and have a rest on the beach.
Oh, man, we've seen some good ones over here.
Yeah.
We've seen some real good ones.
Like
And generally,
clinical hunters.
you don't
Don't muck around with them.
yeah, you don't muck around with them.
Oh, except you guys did. Look at that
We'll
photo.
provide the audience this photo so they can understand what we're laughing at.
Well, there's got some photos.
Yeah.
Well, we
You're
don't
like,
get
you're-
close.
He's a pretty-
He's got
he's got a-
You're like,
smirk
you're
on
in
his
my
face.
territory now, buddy. Welcome to land.
Yeah.
I've got
And,
legs.
they're pretty quick on land. too,
Yeah.
In short bursts.
Okay, far out. Well, you are the creative mind and I guess owner of Dive Arts, a successful brand. Everybody loves them. Prettiest fins ever, even when it's bad visibility. I just look down at my fins and feel happy. So yeah, don't need to worry about what's down there. I just look at my
Not
feet.
just pretty, though.
Yeah, not just pretty, but technical. Like I did a lot of research when I was looking into buying my first pair of fins because I nerd out on stuff. What made you want to start Dive Bar way back in the day? Like, was this not stuff around or?
Yeah, there was stuff around, but I'd chew through a lot of fins every year. I'd go through half a dozen sets of blades,
Okay.
and they were starting to do carbon fiber fins and composite fiber fins over in Europe, and they were expensive, and they worked, but they were still breaking.
Mhm.
I just thought, I can do that. And then it was like 2 years of like R&D, a lot of money just thrown away at the tip,
Mm,
and I became obsessed with like making a fin that actually worked.
yeah.
And
More so for being a commercial diver, or like
just I
being
wanted
a
something
Spiro.
to
Or...
last that wouldn't die within a year.
Yeah.
Or half a season or whatever, something that you could rely upon, because there's nothing worse than going on a trip and having to take 3 or more fins
Spears, yeah.
and having something break on you in your remote area or whatever.
When your fins snap mid competition, skinny.
Yeah, or the plastic fins are okay.
Yeah.
A lot of people still use them today, but you don't realise how they perform until you get something that really works. And
Huge
sort of
difference.
with all the different materials you can make a fin out of, and they all sort of get lighter and more responsive and give you more propulsion for less effort the further up the food chain you go with the fins. But so that was the motivation for it. And in the end, I just had to recoup some money, and it was like a little hobby, I used to make them for mates and friends, and then just got busier and sort of snowballed from there.
Hmm. Then what was the point that you were like, I can do this for my career? Like,
I took them to a few different trade shows
Okay.
around the world, and trying to just show them off and test the waters and see if there's a market for them. And as you guys know, it was kind of the right time, because freediving as a sport and spearfishing as a way of gathering food sort of gained momentum and just become the new sort of in thing to do. And I suppose along with the rise of, whether it's a good thing or a bad thing, like social media, that are 15 minutes of fame for people and the look at me aspect.
yeah.
We were the first to actually make fins look nice. I figured
Yeah.
things like black or grey or plain colour, they didn't have a great deal of visual appeal.
Mhm.
And I like things that look nice and
Yeah.
fine art and stuff. So we sort of kicked it off with Naomi. The first time we did, I think, was the blue bonefish design, and just evolved from there. And then we thought, well, you can do that, so we can put artworks or stuff, and then geographic stuff. And so
Did you start with I think, because obviously Spiro Diaries and our Little Mermaid
Yeah.
obsession, did you have, was it your first, have I got this right, that your first set had like the classic booby mermaid on the fins.
Yeah.
That's what Laura was looking for.
I
at
love that
first.
logo.
Her first, they didn't
I
have
wanted
any
the booby
at the time.
mermaids.
Yeah, I should bring one back that's got it on there.
Yeah.
And the reason why
It's my favourite design.
it's not on the fin is because we've got like a stock of fins, and some may go to some countries where they can't have like boobs on the fin.
Okay.
And like even early days when they were sold in New Zealand,
Yeah.
being a bit prudish, they kept them sort of under the desk. Like,
Okay.
paper, and like everyone wanted.
Free the nipple.
No,
God forbid we have the shape of a woman out in public.
Man, there's even like little ads in like magazines and stuff that people wrote in and, you know,
Complaining about a titty.
Scathing. Like,
Wow.
how dare you expose my son to this pornography? Like, it's like in 5 Art Mermaid.
As an
We're
art
like,
teacher,
it's a mermaid, and
we're
also it's got a
allowed-
great rat.
we're allowed to have books in high schools with pictures with women's boobs on for art teaching purposes. So I don't understand why you can't have a logo.
We're like, I'm sorry that your son was in a dark room with a pair of my fins.
It must be pretty cool going from having, your dining table concept of something you've made as a commercial diver and a Spearo, and then it goes from your mates to turning into like a real product, and then it just booms. Like whenabouts would this have all been kind of growing? Like 10 years ago, 20 years ago?
Started at 25 years ago.
25 years ago.
So,
Oh yeah.
As a
So 2020?
long time ago.
2020-ish?
Long time ago.
I get asked a lot from like newbies when they're looking for their first pair of fins, like, what do I get? Do I get fiberglass? Do I get composite? Do I get carbon fiber?
Do I invest
What
in
is
good ones?
Integra?
Yeah.
Like Integra, is that a dive R specific thing? Like for like a one-on-one basic for people who are looking at their first pair of fins, like what's the main difference between them?
Composites suit majority of people.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and they're a good all-round fin.
Yeah.
The advantage of the carbon fiber or the Innovator is that they're lighter and they perform a little bit, they have a little bit sharper response time.
Okay.
And you don't really need that if you're spearfishing.
Yeah.
So if you're looking at a carbon fiber fin to give you like greater response time and like more performance, it's more sort of like aimed at a free diver. Whereas the Innovator fin, it reacts slightly slower than just a standalone carbon fin, but it is the least fatiguing of any fin. You get the lightness of a carbon fiber fin, you get the toughness of a composite fin, and close to the performance of a carbon fin. So if the Spearo that wants to swim around all day, you want something that's easy to use, that's going to move you through the water with as little as effort as possible.
Yeah.
So
That's the Innovator you're saying. So interesting.
I feel
Okay.
with my dive eyes, like I've got it like when I want to boost, when I'm going turbo mode, like it's more like you kind of keep your knees slightly like legs straight, slightly bent, obviously, but like most of it comes from the hips, your cadence, and then you just let the fins do the work for you rather than your knees.
And that's because of the that 30-degree angle in the heel of the fin.
Yeah.
It
Okay.
was very minimal, like 3 or 5 degree angle or no angle
Yeah.
until we did that 30-degree angle. And
Oh,
I just
okay.
thought they're not economical, and they're not ergonomical in relation to like how your legs and foot and everything points. So
Yeah.
with the old fins that
Right.
are pretty straight, when you laid flat on the surface, the fin was pointing down at a 45 or degree angle.
Mm-hmm.
That's why people had to kick like a bicycle
Yeah.
to,
Okay.
to sort of catch that freaking bit of water, that 45 degrees of water
Yeah.
that people were missing. So I figured, well, if you make the fin level with the surface, you don't have to bend your knees and
Yeah.
bend your leg to get the fin level with the surface, and you can keep your legs straighter, so you're
Yeah.
more like streamlined in the water,
Mm.
and it's easier to move. You can just like you do little kicks, and
Yeah.
the
I-
fin's already pointing in the right way. You're not missing out on that huge bit of water.
It
Yeah.
genuinely feels like an extension of my body. Like if I'm swimming around, I'm like feel like I'm a mermaid part of the water with them on, like, and then I take my fins off and I'm like, wow, what are these stupid feet doing?
I'm literally
Can't
today years old. Like you just explaining that then, I'm like, I get it now. Because I wore like surf lifesaving fins, I wore short fins, and I've got a joint disorder. So I've got an autoimmune disease where like
Yeah.
my joints are like hurt. like as a medical condition, but free diving and diving and spearfishing, like being in the water, I was like, cool, it takes the weight off me, right? Like, because it's not like super hard on the joints. But yeah, when I got my dive aftins, I was like, oh, like it just like, but that makes so much sense when you're explaining the angle of the edge, because I remember seeing them and asking people to put the different fin pockets on them.
Yeah.
And now I'm like, oh, I need to get an egress. But
I think you have them.
no, I think we've got composites down there. We should know. I think I've got composites. But no, like I've only just clicked as you've explained it now, like why. Because people always go to me, like, they see you at the pool or they see you getting in, and like people are definitely like, oh, why are your fins so long? Like even people who do scuba and they have the short ones, people who surf lifesaving, they're like, I don't get why you've got stupid long fins. And I've never really been able to explain it that good, except for like, because then they go, oh, I can understand free diving, but why with spearfishing? And even some spearfishing people are like, do you really need the extra long ones? And I'm like, well, I just find them so much less hard on my body,
Transfer of energy.
and I can handle a whole day's diving. So, hey, if they're a little bit longer, you get used to it.
It's all about balance.
Mm.
You know, it's all about balance.
Keeps my heavy ass up out of the water, it's for sure. But no, honestly, like that's really cool hearing like the kind of science behind it, because like so it's not just about them being beautiful, even if that's how you got well known in some arenas, like freediving,
because they're beautiful.
Yeah. Oh,
But
wow.
they
That's
also,
amazing.
Because they're beautiful.
Yeah.
which isn't
Wow.
a bad thing, but yeah, understanding that you were, because obviously there's a lot of people who've kind of, and I'm not pointing fingers or saying people have copied you, but there have been, obviously, when I looked at all the history of how fins have developed and the shapes, they definitely have
all the top brands
looked at
now have
yours.
got a good angle in
Yeah.
the middle. And I remember when I first did it, I sent some over to Italy, and one of the guys who used to be a top sponsored guy, I won't mention the brand, but a big brand in the scene back then, he goes, oh man, why have they got such a big angle in them? It won't work. Then 2 weeks later, he got 6 pairs off me for all.
Really?
Yeah.
And then they come out with like a foot pocket that fitted my blades perfectly, like the following year.
Interesting.
And I thought, that's interesting. But
There you go.
It did a lot, I think, for the sport worldwide.
Yeah.
And I encourage anyone that's like out there that's doing gear or equipment just to get in there and do it. More the merrier.
Wear them, see the difference, because it's like you say, it's like people's opinion is that you make beautiful fins, but actually the ergonomics of them is completely
Joe,
different.
who you met last night,
Yeah.
he was like hard to convert. He goes,
Real?
No. So he's over.
One of your best mates.
And he wore the like immersion fins, the plastic bladed stuff. Still the best foot pocket on the planet.
Mm-hmm.
And he broke one, and I give him mine to wear around. He wore them around for a bit, and come back to the boat, and I said, "Oh, you can have your one back now." He goes, "No."
We're like, there's a now my fins.
And people realise actually when they've got to go back
Yeah.
to use some old fins that they had before.
Oh yeah, it's a huge difference.
And then people
feel like you got
go,
concrete
"I can't
blocks on."
swim. I'm not going in the water till I get replacements. Please, Ray, can I have replacements soon?
Yeah.
And like we have like a 3-year warranty with them, but most people,
Oh, right.
if they've broken them, they know that they've broken them.
Yeah.
If they've failed due to manufacturing or curing or whatever, or just worn out, they know that it's been a product fault or whatever.
Well,
And
they
they
do.
ring up or send them back to us a photo. We just replace them. We replace bugger all. We're pretty good with warranties and that with people. Unless someone's like slammed in the car door and their mates ring me up and go, "Hey, Jono's actually like backed over his fins. Don't give him a new set." Like, that's his third set he's got.
Yeah.
Something like that.
That's like I don't have many things I care about in my life, but I never ever leave my fins in my car usually.
Yeah.
Like just because once my car got broken into and my other fins got taken, and so like I don't know many fancy things, but my fins and my phone.
You're running out of a burning building and grab your fins.
Genuinely though, like it's one of the only things in my life that I actually care that much about replacing, because they're just like they're worth that much to me. Because the same thing, I don't want to go diving without them.
Yeah.
They just don't.
It's an important bit of kit for
Yeah.
most people. A lot of people are very hard to like change their way of thinking. If they get something that works, they don't want to spend money on trying something that they don't know will work.
That's
most
true.
people have a specific face mask that they love, and that's the only mask that they use. Or wetsuit or a fin. It's the same way, and I think like where it's become successful over the years is people have like loaned their fins to their partner or their friend, or someone's got one, and we never really used to advertise a great deal. But like with you guys, you contacted me for support for the show you were doing, and sent you a couple of sets of fins. Now you can talk about them because you've used them.
Yeah, I've
Whereas
shared them
before
around
you
with my
had-
friends to try as well in
That's
pool training.
my sort of advertising.
Yeah.
I mean, you obviously don't need the advertising either, but like we super appreciate that because it's like, like we're not bloody loaded and we're not making money through the podcast, but we wanted to be able to give a product of yours to a diver in New Zealand to as a prize to kind of be like, these are mean.
Yeah.
Like, use them kind of thing.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I've been like, Diver's had a lot of support from people all around the world in different places, and it's just much appreciated.
Yeah.
There's a lot of other brands and stuff in the world too, but most of them now, a lot of them have lost their sort of like their personal relationship with people, with their customer base. It's a company that's getting stuff made in Taiwan or China or stuff. It's not like a family of people. Like we've got 7 employees. They're like a family. Everyone works there. All
Cool.
they all chip in. They're a pain in the ass most of the time. They give me a lot of stress. Hence I've got high blood pressure. But yeah, if someone picks up the phone, it's usually I'll get it,
Yeah.
Also, I like seeing your
Makes
videos
difference.
of you guys actually physically assembling them and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And it's also like knowing that not only are you a Sparrow and you actually use them because you created the product out of a passion. Like, I just think that's why I was so excited about interviewing you too, because obviously we want to hear your spearfishing stories and all the cool stuff you've done and who you are.
Yeah.
But like knowing that you're wearing and using a product of someone who actually loves being in the ocean's gone, I've made this out of the fact that I want better fins. Like I just think that's such a good.
We're
It's a good
always
reason
like
to do
trying
it.
to do better. We're always like researching stuff, always like R&Ding, making test samples. That part of it doesn't stop. Everyone thinks they just grow on a tree in the backyard. They're all made they're all made in the factory.
Like a mold.
Get that seed.
On the Gold Coast.
Yeah.
Like everything's done there.
Yeah.
It takes a bit of time. Sometimes that's my only bad side of things. Sometimes it takes a while to get them.
Do you enjoy like the creative part of it still? Like, because you're constantly trying to
I
make
love
different
the creative
ones
part
and
of it. I hate the business side of it.
Yeah.
Like
classic creative, that's all that stuff.
I like doing something that's new or trying something and just testing my brain. I know this is going to work, then will it actually work?
Yeah.
And sometimes those steps are expensive. Like the material I want to try is expensive.
Yeah.
New resin tech I want to try is expensive. And 99% of the time it works.
Yeah.
I've got like a really good like brain for it now.
Calculated gambles on.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I mean, we go on about the stuff we love, and we've definitely told a lot of people about Diver. That's all I mentioned to my friends when they're asking me about what to buy.
But you
so appreciate that. And then speaking of new things, though, you've just started a range of Diver wetsuits. You want to tell us about that?
New Diver digital catalogue that's available now.
And it's got the cool print on it.
Yeah, we ran the
boys'
Reef Life
boardies.
print.
Yeah.
It's in a port wine or a pink colour, a black and white, royal blue.
That looks rad.
Yeah, 1.5 mil lycra outside and 4008 super stretch inside. They're pretty warm. They've got a nice loading pad. They're all stitched and bonded the right way. Great suits. We've got them in women's sizes as well and women's cut.
That's what I like about your website too. Your advertisement, it's not advertisement, is not like just straight a male. It's like you've got a picture of a girl in a wetsuit, like as and I like that because it's most of the time it's such a heavy.
Yeah, and we've got the
dominated
top of the line wetsuits, those carbon skin suits. They're actually.
What is a carbon skin wetsuit
it's a smooth wetsuit. It looks like carbon fiber on the outside.
Okay.
I'm buggered if I know how they actually get that finish on a smooth skin suit.
Yeah.
It looks like you're wearing carbon fiber.
That's rad.
It's a super composite neoprene suit. It's lined with 4008, so you don't have to wet it to get the suit on. But you just got to like wet it to take it off.
Okay. To get the outside. Yeah, okay. That makes sense.
So you get 0 wind chill factor. They're really warm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's nice.
They're basically a tailor-made wetsuit
Mm.
from a very old, accomplished manufacturer.
Mm.
He now lives in Turkey.
And you rock a 3 mil in New Zealand conditions, and you feel sweet and something like that
Yeah,
because
it's
of
too
the
hot
wind chill
sometimes.
taking off. Really? So that would take down your weight that you need to be wearing and way more comfortable through the day.
Yep.
Fantastic. Oh, that's cool. It's cool to see that.
You got a
come
woman's
out.
curve range, or?
Yeah. Yeah.
No, we have looked at them. I don't know anyone in New Zealand who's worn one, so I haven't seen them in person. But they, yeah.
We do. We got, like, I think in the girls' sizes, 6, 8, 10, 12.
Mm.
And then in the 1.5s, I think they go up to, I think they're a small, medium, large, extra large.
Yeah, cool.
Might be able to fit the caboose in.
Awesome.
No, that's
Yeah,
awesome.
the
And
wetsuits that come with boobs, so you'll fit.
lovely. I saw that, but we were
we've
actually
got
quite
those.
jealous of the boardies. They were like, "Oh, look at all the boardies! The guys' boardies have got all
okay.
those
they're
prints
cool.
on."
So
Like,
Yeah.
on the boardies, we've got actually a at the start of this year. It's the first thing I'm going to do when I'm back in Aussie is sit down with my print guy Brad, and we're going to bring out in a girls'
like a
board
buck.
shorts, like girls' cut,
Mm.
in a couple of the different designs, plus the ones that are on.
Cool.
Do you
Because the
reckon?
ones that we had didn't
Cool.
have pockets in them, but the girls want pockets in them.
We
You
always
know-
want
Do you know
pockets.
what I would
Always.
buy millions of in selfie? You know, like bike shorts, like kind of like gym
Yeah,
shorts,
yeah.
because it's like what
True.
most
Which
girls
not
I know
bad,
wear on
yeah.
the boats is because it's like,
Yeah,
you know,
easy.
like not because I hate board shorts, but it's just like it's
Yeah.
quite hard to fit board shorts when you're not like straight up and
That's
down.
true.
Yeah.
Funky
And all the
activewear.
prints would look so mean on them.
Funky activewear is not a bad call.
But hey, maybe the clientele's only like this much of people going on boats and spearing. It's probably a lot of freedivers. But yeah, the
With
prints are
pockets.
just cool.
With pockets.
That's my
there
10
are
cents.
gigantic phones that we carry around.
That's the problem. Everyone wants to put the phone in the pocket. So talk to my manager.
Skin tight with pockets.
Spiritual question
Yeah.
for you. Elise used to give me crap about this question when I started, but it has become one of our favourites, and it is strange. The question is, what does it mean to you to be a spirit?
It's always been that way.
Can't remember not being one.
I think as you get older, you can either lose passion for something or you lose a bit of drive. Like I used to be super keen. I'd be in any water, black, buff, didn't matter.
Not today. Who cares? Get in.
Yeah, like today. Who cares? As you get older, I think you appreciate better days and you think, oh, I don't have to be in when it's dirty. I don't have to be there when it's rough. But you're always going to be in there. There's always the sea in the background somewhere. I couldn't imagine, a life without it, although I'm happy to be out in the bush or away from it for a while. But I don't think your body ever forgets, like when you fall into the ocean. It's a deeply forgiving, rewarding, and humbling place.
So kind of like for you, like being a spirit is just being part of the ocean.
Intrinsic
Yeah.
to your
Yeah,
soul.
being a diver. Doesn't matter if you're floating in a rock pool or out in the blue. It's always different.
There's a beautiful way of putting it. Everyone explains it differently, and yeah, I guess
Yeah,
like
but it's different to everyone.
I guess if you've been immersed in it, as if your family memories as a kid began with those memories too. I guess like you've never really not been in that.
Yeah,
It's
some
pretty special.
people aren't part of the scene, and others are.
Yeah.
Some become part of it. Some, I think, are born that way, and some will always be terrified of it, never put their toe in there.
Yeah, we were talking about that last night too. Maybe different things that freak people out, and different things that some people are comfortable with, and
To be fair, what we were chatting last night about being way out in the middle of the ocean and how it can be quite daunting for some people. But like when you're that far away from land, there is a point. Like I remember being in the barrier and like being pretty far out to sea that we couldn't see land anymore. And like I had to pee at like 2 a.m. So I got up, went up the top out of the cabin with all the snoring boys go to the back of the boat, like, had a little look at the moon at the same time because it was a big full moon.
Whipped out her shiwi.
Well, no. I mean, I could've, would've, but I went to the real toilet. Didn't just drop it off the side. But, like, there was a point there with the lights on the back of the boat, and there was, like, a couple of sharks that were just cruising around the back, and I was like, "I feel very small. If the boat went down, this would be pretty freaky." There is, like, sailors who go weeks from land, like, it's pretty intense. Yeah, like, we're a dot in the world.
Yeah, you are small.
Yeah. It's a bit of a mindfuck, really.
It's interesting when you get left at sea.
Have you been left at sea?
Oh, shit, yeah.
What? Sorry?
Because I was going to lead into your
Do
comment.
tell.
Oh, yeah.
I was going to lead into your comment about, from your Spiro comment that I've heard you on an interview saying that the thing with spearfishing too, and I guess being a Spiro, is that you sort of said everyone, maybe I've quoted this wrong, that everyone from the president to prostitutes can kind of like get amongst the Spiro life. And I loved that quote because it's such a good way of putting it.
Yeah, that's true. They're all in there.
Did you kind of mean, because I think we think the same, like we meet so many people and it's like you kind of feel like you have this commonality, like you have a joint passion or a joint hobby.
Oh, yeah.
But also, like you say, not everyone feels completely natural in the ocean. There's a lot of people spearfishing who it was a fear and they've overcome it and they love it. And then other people who, it's really natural to them. But I agree with the same. Like there are so many people.
I've been spearfishing with Ku Klux Klan members, billionaires, bloody high-profile drug dealers, you name it.
Yeah.
Like,
is that through guiding or just being
around? A lot of
like
different people in a lot of different places around the world. You never know who you're going to meet up with in a random freaking place.
Yeah.
You got a lot of high-profile, sporting identities that love spearfishing in as well. There's a lot of people all around the world.
Yeah, I mean, obviously you don't have to name drop, but it's just cool that you can, like you say, there's so many people from different walks of life that can share something that I think is quite a primitive, normal thing to be doing.
Yeah. Yeah, it is, and it makes
quite a bonding experience.
Yeah.
Yeah. Humbling.
As soon as you're spearfishing, everyone's equal, like everyone, even though the person you're with might be used to having I don't know if you say servants is the right word, about like having a lot of people under their command or whatever.
Yeah.
In the water, they're like normal.
Yeah.
And they like to be normal for a little while and they like to be humbled for a little while.
Yeah. Wow, the ocean's going to do that.
You're not on your phone, not on your TV.
Some princes and stuff diving and shit with sharks and that.
Right.
In Australia, they come out and we're out spearing mackerel and this shark comes rocketing by and I said, "You see that?" He goes, "Yeah, yeah." And there's another one rocking by. "Yeah, yeah." I said, "You going to shoot one?" He goes, "Shark?" I said, "No, mackerel." He goes down and shoots the mackerel. He got the mackerel, was smacking sharks off left, right, and center. And for them, it was like, yeah, that's really cool, and they don't get.
And you're sweating.
It doesn't get treated any differently.
Yeah.
It's like,
are you going to shoot one? The shark.
It's kind of weird,
But you're still protecting the prince.
Yeah. Well, if he died when he was with me, I'd be in a lot of trouble.
Yeah.
Imagine I'd be in a lot of trouble.
Yeah. It's a good 50-50,
Yeah. They're quite funny, but they're normal people just in a different life,
Yeah. We got asked to take a prince from somewhere, I can't say where, like canyoning. And it's like a 45-minute to an hour walk in and through the bush. And it's like not an easy walk in. You carry your bag, that kind of stuff. And they were like, we kind of explained it all. We also couldn't swim. And then we're going to jump into deep pools of water all day. So while we're guiding, and then he wanted to helicopter some toilets in with showers and all this other stuff. And we ended up just being like, nah, man, if you can't walk in, you can't do the canyon. Come on. We ended up just being like, nah, sorry, dude.
I would have got into the helicopter the toilet then.
Yeah, missed opportunity.
You're like, all right. Put with the view.
I could tell you some random shit in the Middle East. You just can't believe the stuff, but it's actually happens.
Yeah. There's a crazy amount of money, hey?
Oh, yeah. One time we were diving up into Oman and his boat wasn't working and he was really unhappy and he's screaming at the guy with the boat and And I worked out what he was saying later on was by the morning, there's new engines on this boat and we're ready to go like at 7 a.m., you know. So at 7 a.m. the next day, I come through the gate and the guy's doing up the last bolt on the engines on the trans and some 3 brand new motors in the back of his boat. And he gets his driver to go to the boot and get the suitcase with some cash and he pays the guy. And then you zip over and fill it up and take off for the day.
Yeah.
But, yeah, they're different. Well and truly different.
I mean, they ground up baby sharks and call it something like tabbouleh, as we talked about last night too, right? In Qatar.
You thought I was joking, didn't you?
I don't think I thought you were joking.
I was like, what
are you talking about?
The first time I thought they were like your leg. And until I tasted it, I thought, this is fucking shark. I can smell it. Like, it just has that ammonia. Like, they weren't lying. And it's like it's delicacy. It actually doesn't taste too bad. I went back for more. This is like something you have as like a side thing on the side.
We just grind baby sharks.
Googling it and reading that it was boiled kind of made me feel grosser about it. But hey, you know, different cultures, different food, plenty of fish and chip shops in New Zealand serving shark. So
that's true.
What are we on about?
Needs to be more of them. So
there's a lot of sharks out there.
We'll talk to Shane Jones. Hey, look after the marlin, but if we could clear out some shark.
Well, you can never think about it. 17 other species.
No,
as well.
you
guys have got some issues.
We got some issues.
Like in Australia too. Like you can't beat them. They're just, I don't
Oh
know.
my goodness.
But there's a whole
bit of money
horde of people
to somebody's pocket.
There's a whole horde of people that are also very protective over sharks. So, you know, no disrespect to those people.
I don't mind them, but, you know,
you got to look after
still
them.
eat them.
You got to remember, like, the problem is that
everything's out of kilter.
Take all their food source away from them, like in bulk, and the areas that you go to diving, you're there because guess what? There's fish there.
There's fish there.
So the shark's going to be there.
Yeah.
We're all at the supermarket together.
Exactly.
Yeah. We met a couple of your dive buddies yesterday, some of your regulars, but have you got an ideal dive buddy?
An ideal dive buddy?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
You could even describe an ideal dive buddy but without naming a person.
Yeah, mix like 3 people into one.
Like what makes a good dive buddy?
One that always has beers afterwards. I don't know.
I don't know. My real good dive buddy that I used to do a lot of international competitions with, he passed away like a few years ago. He was in a bad accident. He got caught or whatever, and they cut a big hole in the side of his head to relieve his brain. But anyway, he lived for a few months and then
sorry to hear that.
But that was pretty traumatic.
Yeah.
He was over in Athens. But but we used to kind of have an arrangement when we were diving deep stuff. I'd shoot the fish and if it got stuck, he'd get it out. So quite often I'd shoot a groper or a dentex or something. We'd go into the hole and I'd leave a thing to handle the gun, point in the direction it's gone. I'd go, okay, it's there in 42 meters deep.
42 meters deep.
You go down
Hectic.
and pull it out. And that was it didn't start off as an understanding, but it,
you just keep leaving there for him?
The fish,
became a pattern.
It's sort of become a thing, you know.
Yeah,
it was quite funny.
Like, I've got something for you.
he was such a good mate, and we got up to some serious mischief. But diving, when you're doing that like deeper stuff, I don't do that anymore. But that really deep stuff, you need to know that the person you're with is second nature. You can't have the communication as like telepathy. They've got to know exactly what's going on, what you're doing. But so he kept me alive. I kept him alive for ages. But but as a dive buddy to do shit with and look after people, I can't get a better one than Joe.
Yeah.
Last night.
Yeah.
We looked after so many people over so many years, and like he's really comfortable around sharks like I am. He's good at like identifying a person and knowing what their strengths and weaknesses are. And we've always went out of our way to make sure everyone got the fish that they really wanted to get, or at least had an opportunity at it, or they had some experience that they wanted to experience, and pull it in safely. Like if things were going to go bad, I wouldn't want anyone other than him there.
Yeah.
There's a few people I've met that, like I'm very, I wouldn't say confident in a lot of people that have boats and stuff that you go out with. But I trust him with my life.
Yeah.
100%, you know.
Yeah.
Like if I go on a charter boat,
Yeah.
and I don't know who the skipper is, I'm like sleeping with like one eye open.
Really?
I can't help myself.
Mm.
Yeah,
On a
okay.
big boat, unless I know the guy,
Yeah.
and I can trust him, I'm always like, and it comes from working on boats,
Yeah, of
renting
course.
places. Like you hear a little thing moves differently, or the anchor moves differently at rest, or
You have that
it moves,
understanding
the
of
boat
it.
moves. You feel that something's like not right.
Yeah.
You're awake. You're up. You know, like.
Mm.
But you never know.
And for like listeners, it's just Joe Burke, who's
Yeah,
they are plenty
Joe.
local now,
Yeah.
but from California
Yeah.
as well.
Yep.
Mm.
Yeah, and hopefully we can get him on and interview him sometime. He sounds like
Yeah,
he's
Yeah,
got
we'd
some
love to.
absolute yaps last night.
You got to get down there and have a look at his photo album
Yeah.
Oh, really?
with the big sharks. There.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
I'd be
All right.
keen.
Yeah. Well,
Serious size sharks, like proper.
Well, we saw some photos of some
The other
last
side
night
of
and they were
20 larger
massive.
than 20-foot sharks. Like big sharks.
Holy hell. Yeah, I'd be keen.
all right, if you're listening, Joe Burke, we're coming for you.
We'll
He'd be a good
Okay,
Sorry,
yeah.
Joe.
Good luck to us snagging you again.
He had stories last night he wanted to share.
Yeah.
Hopefully he'd be good with it.
He
And-
seemed like he could, yeah.
And you guys, like you say, like when you become not only guides for other people, and you're talking about the things you guys, obviously having to like guide other people and not take all the shots you want to take, and also commercial diving together,
Yeah.
and you've got a friendship, like you say, like it's very rare, even in life, regardless of spearfishing, where you actually feel like you fully trust or understand
Yeah.
people, and like that's such a
Mm.
special thing to have. So I can see why you guys have met up every year in New Zealand for how
Do you
many
realise
years?
how painful it is
Guiding.
to see like how many 50-kilo kingfish swim
Oh,
past
right,
over
yeah.
17 or 20 years?
No, because I've
really
only not
painful.
shot
No, I
about
can't.
3 times, and
I
it still
think
bites me.
a 30 kg swam past me once and I've thought about it ever since. So I can't imagine how painful that
And
is.
you know what? It's like both Joe and I have shot like heaps of big fish, and we don't need to have one.
Yeah.
That's the other thing. He goes, "Oh, Raymond, you don't need to have
Raymond.
one." It's like, yeah, I know, Joe. Like,
But that primal
like, I
part
don't
in you,
need
just
it.
the prime
obviously,
part's
you're
always
like,
got
I don't need
itchy
it,
finger.
but I
watch it
want
come
it.
past and think,
I want to clock it in.
Because you were saying that you would always get the customers to, you couldn't shoot them, like, right? As the customers first, and then
Well, you
after
shouldn't
the
really.
second.
You shouldn't.
everyone had to get a kingfish on board the boat first
Yeah.
before we were allowed to shoot. And that meant that 6 people had to shoot. You only allowed 1 fish.
Yeah.
So you had to shoot 1 fish and that was it. So you had to pick a fish, bang, shoot it. That's 1 fish. So if you've got 6 kingfish, you don't really need 7 kingfish
Yeah.
on the boat. So it very rarely happened that
That you
we
did.
actually shot a fish.
Okay.
Very rarely did it happen.
Yeah.
I was allowed to shoot snapper, but only after everyone swam the area for the snapper. So I'd say the
Yeah,
snapper
okay.
there, check that rock in that gutter, whatever. I'd send them off from the boat, and then Joe would hold me on the boat. He'd wait like 30 minutes. He goes, "Okay, bro, you can go now." And I'd swim over in the first freaking place. I told him to look. Oh, there's a
So, yeah.
snapper, 8 kilos. Bang. Go to
Me.
the next spot. Bang.
Yeah.
And then they'd pick him up the boat. They'd come back, and Joe'd say, "You're not going in again, Ray." I just kept doing it every time.
Yeah, but
I guess when you're a
do.
guide too, like the right thing to do for people who are newer to getting kingies or just on a trip where they've paid is to be a second shot, right? Because you don't want them losing their fish either. So
You want to make sure they get a good shot on
Yeah.
a reasonable fish, and you want to make sure they can identify what a reasonable fish is.
Mhm.
You don't shoot like small fish, which is still like a big fish to a lot of
Yeah.
people. Is
Mm.
minimum size kingfish is still like quite large
Yeah.
if they're used to shooting like little fish where they're from.
Yeah.
And a lot of times when you're seeing all those rat kingies, or
With our
small
size
ones,
limits being
look
larger
at
than the
them.
world.
oh, especially in
they're
clear water.
Clear water.
Yeah.
You don't know whether you're looking at like a 6 kilo
Oh,
fish
truly.
or a 16 kilo.
Yeah.
Especially at White Island when it's clear, like
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
I
mean,
got, yeah.
that's a common problem. So you got to like get them used to like
Even
that fish
now.
is shootable. That one's not shootable.
Yeah.
You got to make sure they don't get tangled up in their rig line or their
Yeah.
gear.
Yeah.
bad experience.
And quite often there's current. They don't put themselves. The big thing with spearfishing is learning where to be, where to read what's happening in the ocean, and put yourself in the spot where pelagic fish are going to come if you're chasing kingies, or
Yeah.
where reef fish are going to congregate. And it's usually always on the upcurrent
Mhm.
area. There might be a little high spot that has
Bit
a
of
little
a
bit of
pin.
upwelling or something.
Yeah.
It's learning how to identify those places and get to those places and put yourself in that spot Mate, we'd be
And
here with
stay
advice
in
like
it.
Joe would tow people, grab them
Mhm.
and swim into the current and
Yeah.
drag them and say, stay here, do not move. See that rock? Keep that rock in your
Yeah.
vision, you know.
Yeah.
And there'd be people swimming off everywhere and you'd have to swim back, get to that same spot, pull that person up, get to that same spot.
Be like herding cats sometimes.
That's how I
eh?
got
Oh,
my.
yeah,
That's how I got my first kingy. As we were with Darren and Shields, and Elise had been shooting pink meow mouse. So it's the only reason she sort of wasn't in front of me, because normally I'd just be at the back, observing. And he pretty much just said, like clockwork, like, was literally like, if you swim up a couple meters, there's a whole lot of coeys, and we're looking at them, and he's like, don't shoot the coeys. There'll be kingfish. And I can't remember what else he told
Keep
me.
your face in the water.
But I did exactly what he told me to do.
100 can you
And-
go past while your head's out?
But like that, no, but like it wasn't even something like that. It was more like it was a step by step, and I did exactly what he said.
Yeah.
Shot my first kingfish, stoned it,
Yep.
came out. I don't think I've ever shot a kingfish in such a good position, place, or spot, and it was
Yep.
because he was like, do
'cause
this,
he's
do
done-
this,
he's
do
done-
this.
He's done it
Yeah,
1,000 times before. And for Darren and me and Joe and any other like really accomplished diver, it's kind of like a second nature thing. You don't hop in the water and think, okay, the fish, I've got to go there, I've got to move that way. You hop in and your brain just automatically reads all this shit. You might see like a school of kahiru going through and you don't pay any attention to it. You see another school of kahiru going through and they're all lit up. Your sort of brain pays attention to it, or the little damselfish that are hanging out here to your left, and you're wondering why they all hanging over. Why is there a school of them over there?
gazelles.
Might be a little pin underneath them that you just can't see.
Mm.
That's just out of the visibility or whatever, or it's a deep high point that they sort of sit above,
Mm.
and that's like a roadmap point for fish. They'll come in, they'll turn there, they'll make a right hand turn or whatever and go up current. So all that
Yeah,
stuff's
okay.
kind of second nature
Yeah.
for some people. Others, you can try to teach them. It's not something I would say to my advice would be to any inexperienced Spiro or someone that wants to learn stuff like what you did when Darren give you this advice, do this, bang, and you'll get a kingfish. Is just don't question it. Just do it. As stupid as it may sound, some of the shit, just do it.
Just listen. Just do
If
it.
someone says swim to where that bit of foam is there and stay on that side of the rock, don't go the other side of the rock. Stay
Yeah.
on that side of the rock, because they know that side of the rock is the spot.
Or
to
if
be.
someone says swim with me, don't go far away from
Yep.
me, don't wonder why. Just swim up
Yep.
their ass
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
follow, because that's what. Yeah.
Yeah, and try to remember stuff, like remember what you're seeing, remember what you're looking at, remember how the fish are behaving. Like some days you hop in the water and you just see all the fish and you think, oh yeah, no one's going to get a fish today. I'll know that in like the first 5 minutes.
Yep.
You can just tell like how the fish are. Other times you hop in the water and you'll think, oh yeah, today's going to be a great day. You can just tell the fish are behaving in a certain way. Or
Yeah.
yeah.
No, it's
So-
cool.
If not, don't waste your time. Get out and move till you find that spot.
Get to a spot with better fish. Follow the fish.
Yep.
Don't leave fish. So all of those big giant kingies that have swum past you, this trip here is a little bit more special. We're here because you are the ones there wanting to get
Yeah,
the
that's
fish
how we can
first
shoot
this
fish.
time. Yeah, so you're gonna
All gloves are off.
yeah, you just swim over the top of Colleen and whack a giant kingy.
Yep.
Man, she's a weapon. Some of her marlin and yellowfin tuna she's showing me last night, I was like, wow.
And it sounds like Terry likes to shoot marlin over his own shoulder, so
Yeah,
you
he's a legend.
got to be in there before Terry.
Yeah.
too.
You got to be like committed to that day. We shot the stripe here. There was so many fish around in that spot. I'm just looking down and there's like 10 to 15 kilo snappers, just as big as what the rat kingfish were. They was
Wow.
milling around. There was tons of fish there.
Mm-hmm.
And he's just sitting there. I said, "Oh, you're going to shoot one of those?" He's not interested in
Waiting.
shooting the snapper. He wants that really big kingfish,
Yeah.
or that special fish. Like obviously the marlin.
Mm.
And it paid off. He sat on that spot. He didn't move.
Mm.
And
Watched and watched and watched heaps of glorious
So
fish.
yeah, no, just swim around on
Had
the
that.
fins. Like you could shoot 20-pound snapper from the surface easy.
Yeah.
Like there was just that much life being pushed up on that one point.
Yeah.
I knew it was going to be like either you're going to get a really big kingfish, or
Something special.
Something's happening
something
there.
special. Yeah.
Guess that's a gut feeling.
They don't always. We had a lot of clients that don't always need to shoot fish too. Like with Colleen one
Mhm.
year, I had a line of kingfish, 35 to mid 40 kilos on the surface with me, swam over to her in the current, and she lifted the gun up and points at one. I'm going, that one there, that one right there. Like it's next to me. It's only 1.5 meters beside me. And she couldn't do it. It was like it was too easy. So she put the gun, like let the gun go down. They swam up to her and she put her hand out and it touched one as it went past.
How cool is
that?
Like, what an experience.
That was like better than late landing.
Yeah, having that moment with it.
Yeah, we've had a few people like that when they get there. It's like, oh, I'll just take that nice eating size one. Or it's too easy.
I'm just going to enjoy the moment.
And other times you get people that are just like so obsessed with getting one and they miss and miss.
Yeah, I was like that for a few years until I got my first one. I was like chasing them too hard. I swear I got in the water and just put out this energy that I just want to kill everything. The fish were like, no.
Fish pick up on it now. You just get in there and you don't give a shit. Like,
but the coolest kingfish I've ever seen to this date was the biggest kingfish I've ever seen, and I didn't know that at the time because I'd barely seen any. But I didn't have my gun loaded, and I was at Little Barrier, and I just felt it come up like right next to me, and it was one of those moments, and I'll remember that forever because it like I feel like it stared like into my soul. But I'm glad I didn't try and shoot it. A, because I probably would have cooked it because it was massive. B, I don't know what I was doing. C, there was a big bronzy nearby that the others who shot it, and there's lots of reasons that wouldn't have been a good experience. So there are times where you're like, I'm glad I just saw that and didn't try and shoot anything. But
there's a ton of big ones out there. Most of the time they stay like pretty deep, and it's just like getting them on the day when they come up shallow into an area where you can shoot them, and then be prepared to make sure the spear's in the right place, because I've seen what happens when you don't put it in the right place and. All your gear goes.
It's cool hearing Colleen and that talk about how they always second shot each other and things like that too, because we're sitting there going, you guys are some amazing spearos, but 4 are some of the best spearos ever, like sitting at a table and hearing them talk about, like obviously if anyone doesn't know, you guys have all been involved with Dive for a Cause for 15 years and doing all these amazing trips helping other people, but it's pretty cool to hear that even people who, I see as legends of the sport talking about second shotting each other's fish. And,
you got to get the fish. Like if you're going to lose
ego
the fish,
involved.
You're better off like helping each other. Get the fish on the boat instead of like risking losing the fish. All to say, okay. You get some people that are like really obsessed about going for a record fish or trying to get the biggest fish. Like, it's probably a better feeling to actually get the fish on the boat and go, hey, thanks for your help.
Did it as a team. Could have got 2, but we got 1 good.
And you're looking after the fish that way too.
Like it'd be sucky to lose it.
And I feel calm. Maybe it's just how I am, but I feel calmer knowing that someone's right there, and like I don't feel awkward having asked someone for a second shot.
It's better if you've got people working with an understanding of each other. Like someone shoots one, we'll tell them all at the front. Has anyone got a problem if someone second shoots your fish? And if someone says, yep, I've got a problem, I want to land my fish by myself, fair enough. Everyone else, okay, don't shoot Jono's fish.
Well then, as a guide, knowing to like help them out.
At last, till that person loses the first fish, then it's okay, second shoot.
Please. Okay. What's your dream fish? Is it a big giant kingy or?
God.
To see and to shoot might be different too.
I'm going to tick the halibut off the list. I've never been up there, and only seen small ones.
But they're weird looking fish, eh?
They're big flat fish. That's probably.
Well, if you need some practice, you can get some flounder in the estuary.
When you say get up there, where do you mean?
Norway.
Oh, Norway.
Known for halibut.
It's quite nice diving up there. It's beautiful diving. It's just cold.
You can take your 3 mil. Maybe bulk
probably
up a little.
7 mil.
Yeah.
Ooh,
7 mil top, 5 mil pants.
Okay.
Yeah, I still got hot.
Yeah.
Last time I was up there, I got hot.
Really? What degree of the water is it?
My hands are freezing. It's cold. There's icebergs in places. Like you got snow and shit.
Why would we not do like the open cell booties to keep you warmer?
Well, I made the mistake of like just taking like 5 mil booties, and then I couldn't wear the 11 mil ones because I couldn't fit them in my foot.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna get like bigger foot pockets next time.
I can only just
put
a 5
don't
mil.
make a rookie error. That's probably one fish I'd like to get.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm not really, shot marlin, but he not shot plenty of doggies, but he wahoo and stuff, mackerel. Tuna's not really my thing. I'm not obsessed about going and shooting a big bluefin tuna. Everyone I've had swim past me like the size of cars and haven't pulled the trigger. But
Turns out I'm not even wise.
there's different species from fish in different areas all around the world. There's some interesting fish to hunt.
Yeah.
Caberas I love shooting, like the giant
Caberas,
like the big giant mangrove jack looking thing. I've shot some big ones of them over in Florida, but they get, and Mexico, they get big. You know, you can get them 50, 60 kilo in places. Biggest one I shot was like 36 kilo. And I've seen
I have
bigger
not
ones.
caught a fish that big yet.
I did have one bigger one, but I lost it and just went into a cave. I couldn't get it out.
Mm.
But
Where was your mate?
he was right there.
Come on, buddy.
We both couldn't get it out, and it got dark.
Yeah, okay.
You couldn't see in the cave. We had no torch. It was all like scaled up. Went back there in the morning. It was gone.
Any creatures, like other than obviously fish to shoot, are there any creatures you'd like to see before you punch your ticket at the end of the time?
Do a bit of bow hunting. I wouldn't mind going on like shooting an elk or something.
Oh, yeah. Or moose.
Like that.
Yeah.
Mm.
Oh,
Take
you
that
have to go to
Santa.
Norway and Sweden then. My brother's moving there and they've got reindeer in Sweden next to Norway. Pretty hard to get permits there though, by the sounds of it.
Yeah. Yeah, like anywhere. Moose would be like sort of like hunting an elephant, I reckon. Like it's a giant,
Yeah.
What do you do with them?
Yeah. And do they taste good when they're that
Apparently
big?
It tastes pretty good.
Do they?
Yeah.
I have to
I think
get
I'd just
them
like
lunch
to
one
see
day.
a moose. Don't know if I'd
It's
wanna
not
shoot.
always, it's about hunting it. It's not always about like putting one on the deck too.
Mm.
Like sometimes, like I'm like that with deer. Like I've let so many deer like walk past that you could easily stick an arrow in, but you know, it doesn't feel 100% right, or it's not like 100% you're gonna get it. You know,
It's pretty hard to get it. Yeah. My dad's done a lot of bow hunting, but he only did that kind of after rifle shooting for a long time to give himself a challenge, and then he reckons that he missed he shot it, but it didn't kill a really massive deer. And he's like, after that, he's like, I had to go back to rifle shooting because I don't want that to happen again.
Like with rifles, like I don't know, it's harvesting. It's not really like using it for a rifle.
So you're
See
more
a
of a,
thing 400 meters away, you can drop it easy.
you're more of a bow hunter than when you hunt.
Yeah,
Rifle
like
shoot?
I've shot animals with rifles and stuff. It's like it's not really that hard.
Yeah, bow hunting. So
Bow hunting, you gotta be
Very hard.
You gotta be one sneaky motherfucker and put yourself in the right spot. Otherwise, you know, the thing smells you from 500 meters away and you're done.
I still haven't shot anything yet. I've been learning
A lot of time, yeah.
to shoot a bow, but shooting an animal might not happen. We'll see. Do you have any dive day rituals? Any kind of things you do or wear or?
I never wash my shit. Never wash my gear.
Never.
Okay.
Why? Does
I just
it
throw it in the bag as it comes out for me. And
like even your gun and
Fragrance.
stuff? It doesn't degrade, or
I just let it on.
is it because it's
Oh,
getting?
it's really bad.
Is it getting wet again in like less than a day? Is that why?
Yeah, usually.
Is it
nowadays it just goes mouldy in the dive bag.
Oh.
Is that an intentional ritual though?
No,
Like,
it's always done. I've never been one to wash gear.
and now you're like, I
I
just got to
very
keep it up.
rarely would wash my wetsuit out.
I bet you smell so good. Like as long as you like, I bet you maybe like
I
not
did
cleaning
go
it.
through a period where I'd use like the spear until it was done. It was like bent 100 times with
Yeah.
dusty as.
Yeah.
Just a little nub at the end with
What's
blunt
in
force,
spears?
blunt force trauma.
Yeah, I keep like retying the same dynamo to shorten it up a bit.
Yeah.
The old rubber and stuff. And some people are just fastidious to have new stuff every single time they
Yeah.
change the rubbers on. Like,
Yeah.
me.
Oh. Okay, well that's interesting.
We should just
Mm.
carry it. I mean, if it's worked for you, it's almost
Yeah.
like a lucky charm, right? You don't want to.
Just
Yeah.
like throw it in the bag.
It's
Yeah.
working.
Don't
Why
ever
change it?
clean it, otherwise you'll stop being able to shoot fish, right?
Yeah, if you leave it in there long enough, the cockroaches start eating the frame of your mask.
Oh, nice. Have you had one just pull up in the front of your mask while you're diving?
I had it in the snorkel.
Oh no.
I've had spiders on me from my suit.
I got bitten by a spider.
Yeah.
in the wetsuit,
So
Oh, remember
Luckily it wasn't a whitetail.
remember when I was putting on a wetsuit, we were about to go out to hen and chicks. I put my wetsuit on and there was a big wetter inside it and I was like, "Ugh," just like holding
Underneath.
it. I was like, "You're
Underneath.
gonna need it. I don't know what this is. I might freak out if it's a
that's
spider."
right. Or in a
And
random
then like
Airbnb
tried to
shower.
take it off.
And
tried to take it off and throw it on the ground at the same time.
us two were in a bathroom together with the door open in an Airbnb
that's
with a bunch of
hilarious.
people yelling about something like,
Like
what are you so
screaming, no
up
one
to?
gave a shit.
Isn't that New Zealand's most dangerous animal?
It's so
Wow.
no, that's Laura.
Just on the weekends.
Yeah. Have you, if you were to go back in time, I know you gave us a little hot tip before, but if you were to go back in time and start spearfishing again, what is a hot tip you could give yourself besides never wash your gear?
A hot tip I could give myself.
Mm.
You know, like your early, although you started so young, so maybe think of it more like,
Yeah. Learn to
what would
dive
you give
before
to
you
a new
learn to
person?
write.
I think everything works, you know, like when I started diving, I never had a wetsuit.
Mhm.
I just had like a little jumper on because that's what Dad used to use. And Dad got a wetsuit, like a better wetsuit. And then we used to have hand-me-down stuff. Like it was all bits and pieces of like junk dive gear, you know, like I think I can remember actually buying the first face mask that I bought was an old Tuso, big bubble-headed, like clear thing of a red
Yeah.
skirt and stuff. And it was always from like a throw-out store or something. We had like cheap snorkels, or, you know, $1.50 this or whatever,
Yeah.
you know, and like my stuff went down to the next lot of kids, you know, like, and then I think that side of it, maybe a little bit more here in NZ, like bigger families, and you know they share a lot of stuff and reuse a lot of stuff. I think it's important to have a grounding when you begin. You can't take a shortcut, or you shouldn't. Can't say you can't take a shortcut. I'm saying you shouldn't take a shortcut. So if you're just starting diving and you're a young person now, don't think that straight away you need, like, you know, the Ferrari bloody
Fancy shit.
Negra fins and super composite slick skin wetsuit and low volume mask and everything, and do the free diving course and get the watch and
Fancy
you know,
reel gun.
learn everything within 12 months and,
Yeah.
and become a diver.
Yeah.
My advice would be, if you can take the time to use, you know, whatever you can find, whatever set of things you can find, whatever face mask you can find, you know, start in the shallows, around in the rocks, just watching the little fish, you know, like in 6 foot water, 10 foot water, in lakes, entrances or whatever. And then you learn experience from, you know, how you get in and out over a rock. What do you do when you get sucked out the front of the lake or into the, around Mount Magnui, into the inlet, you know, in the rip and current? Like you can sort of, don't take the shortcuts. Yeah. And then you appreciate more than when you go from the crappy set of fins to a gooder set of fins, from a cardboard wetsuit to a better wetsuit, and a better wetsuit again, and a mask that actually fits you well and doesn't fog up and gives you great vision and doesn't suck your eyeballs out. Like all those things, like the improve your experience
and your appreciation, eh?
Yeah.
Like go a lot slower and like don't try be what everyone else is. Like just your own journey.
Like one thing I've noticed, you don't see in Australia, I haven't seen that many little kids with hand spears in rivers and shit anymore.
Yeah.
They're 8, and I've got parents coming to me going, I've got some dive fins. Do you make them this size for kids? You know?
For 8-year-old.
I don't really need.
You don't even need fins.
That should be your 21st present.
Yeah.
Well,
maybe even that.
Like, so everyone now wants like
the best of the best to start with. Yeah.
They're going to take it up. They go, we want this.
Okay.
You know, instead of like having a learning period of time, and that learning is like not just with your ability, but it's with your equipment. Like people go, okay, what spear gun should I use? Well, what one do you want to use? What one are you comfortable with? Do you really need a spear gun? You know, like, should I just use a hand spear to start with? You know, like, and you have people, you know, might want to buy like a 1.3 meter spear gun, and you know, you really need like a little centimeter thing, you know, for where they're diving. But to learn with a solid grounding behind you, I think is better. You appreciate it more. You're less likely to get into trouble. you're far more likely to have, several, unnerving experiences that you learn from
Yeah.
in your development and become a better diver at the end of it. Dive with as many people as you can, as many different people as you can,
Agreed.
and learn from everyone.
Mm.
Because you might think that person's a complete and utter Gumby, but they're doing something for whatever reason that is different to what you do,
Mm-hmm.
that you can apply somewhere else in your diving life,
Mm.
We were actually talking about that on the way to dinner last night about diving
Yeah.
with different people, and because now we don't live in the same place, and like I learned off Elise, and she's better than me. And talking about how you've got to
Yeah.
dive with people better than you, different than you, different areas, and like even what you're saying, like as you're talking about that stuff about starting out small, and I sort of think like, oh yeah, I came in a bit hot, like I got the proper gear, but then I think back and actually I started eeling, like we had sticks with nails on and gumboots, and we
Yeah.
did eeling, and when we went hunting we wore dad's stuff. And I think about there's heaps of people around some of the like more coastal parts of New Zealand, and they like talk to us online, and a lot of them, they for a long time didn't have a spear gun. They dived for kinner, they dived for mussels, they dived with no fins on as kids, they dived with no masks on, for years. And that was kind of like, and then, now they're getting like spearfishing stuff. And some of them, I make a big call, some of them seem a lot more appreciative of, say, a blue mau mau, as opposed to some of the people I know have come in maybe in their 20s and 30s with a bit of money, and they've bought all the fancy stuff. And then they're and then they're not appreciative of a blue mau mau. Which, and I think there is a little bit to say in that.
I'll tell you what I did see yesterday when I was down at Lawton Point with Terry and Collie. I took them for a drive down there. There was like the busiest I've seen. It was half a dozen like camp setups down there, and obviously they were families that knew one another. And there was this whole heap of random dive gear, like old style wetsuits, giant big mask, face masks. There's a little pole spear, a couple of like crappy little tiny little spear guns down there. And a whole lot of like net cash bags for like getting kinners and stuff. There's obviously like a few families there joined together. That's had all this random stuff, and obviously they're down there for the holidays. They're going to go in and get a feed. Like, it was pretty cool.
That's cool. That's cool.
Like you say, it's I don't know. It's cool to have nice stuff for sure, and it makes it a better experience. But I think if you can appreciate like.
You got to have a appreciation of how you got there.
Yeah.
And
found a few wetsuits at the back of the garage when I got into it, and then bought my first wetsuit, which was like secondhand. So many people had painted in it before me, and then like had this old gun that I found and didn't even know you needed like weight belts until I tried that on, and then finally, I think it was like two years in that I got my first like actual wetsuit and my first like real gun. I was like, oh, this is so great. Like,
Can I ask you something?
Yeah.
What was the first fish you got?
A parori.
All right.
Yeah.
Leather jacket.
And a leather jacket.
All right.
Leather jackets are good, man.
Yeah.
They're great too.
I get given a lot of shit about that. She was with
parori from out at sea.
So the parori, like,
but
the ones here grow like supersized compared to the ones in Australia.
Really?
You get some really.
You guys enjoy the Ladrick over there?
I've still never shot one.
For fishing, it's a very specialised form of line fishing.
Really?
Yeah. So you got to have the right. It's a tiny little hook they use, and you got to have the right weed for them. So they use that cabbage weed off the pots. It's a really good weed for them. There's another weed they use, and they use like a tiny little cork float, like a long cork float, and nearly like a fly reel, but super light line and leader, and long, really fine rod. And it's usually like a old man's fishing sport.
Okay.
Interesting.
It's so specialised.
Really?
Yeah.
They love them.
Because
they only got tiny little mouths.
Because they're kind of known as a bit of a shit
people,
fish
it's
there,
not
but,
desirable.
Like, they taste good out at sea, but I find when they're near estuaries or harbours, they eat all the things that everybody else.
I was always
they're
told
really good, just grilled on the coals. Open fire.
See, I was always told never bother, and then we've got a few comps that have been going. Like we had the Catch and Cook. There's an online one, and all these recent comps have got it in it, and I still haven't shot one. And every time I see them, because I've got programmed into my head that they're a catfish, don't bother, from when I first started out. And I thought, I've got to bring myself to shoot one this summer because I want to tick off the different species. But I also want to try it because I made one in Whakatane. He had it as raw fish, and he reckons it's good. So
you'll laugh at this. Butterfish here, right? Like rock kale, that's what we call them in Australia.
What do you call them?
They're rock kale.
Rock
kale.
kale.
Yeah, I won't touch them.
Really?
I
Really?
live around sewage farms at home. They're shit fish.
Oh, they're one
eaten
of my
them here?
favourite.
Like, they taste better here.
I still can't bring myself
They're my
to shoot 'em.
top three. Top
Like,
3 eating fish for
I
me.
still can't bring
I
myself to shoot one here.
picture it a little burger every time I eat it. I'm
Honestly,
like, hey,
they're
buddy.
genuinely.
Down the sewage yard.
Ooh.
Sydney, they're everywhere.
I like them better than
Literal
snapper.
shitfish. Oh, gosh.
Yeah. But here they're a top eating fish. You know,
Right.
like,
I mean, at the
Yeah.
end of the day, if we'd run out of a bunch of other species, it's not illegal to shoot a red moki, and there's a lot of them around. If we start running out of fish, I'll be eating a red moki because it's not illegal.
oh, red moki.
They
And they're
taste pretty
big,
good
but I've
stuff.
still
Red
never actually eaten
moki
one.
is like our banded, we call it a banded drum. Oh, not a banded drum, a banded mohong back
Mm.
home. That's a red moki. And they're actually pretty big in the live fish trade to China. They truck them
Yeah.
because they don't move much. And they're easy to keep alive in a tank.
Yeah.
And they steam up extremely well.
They smoke beautiful.
And they smoke beautifully.
Mm.
Can't scale the fuckers, but it's easy enough. But yeah.
What was your
great
first-
eating fish?
What was your first fish?
First fish I can remember shooting. Geez.
I had that written down for the start, actually.
Okay.
Never asked.
The first fish I used to spearfish around in the entrance to lakes or rivers. So it was probably a to be honest, I can't remember, but I used to shoot a lot of leather jackets.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Trigger
leather
fishes.
jackets. Juvenile black cod, used to get them around in the entrances.
Are they like
Leather
mullet?
jackets. They're like the Elephanus gripery and a black and white stripe striper that's protected here. They're protected usually everywhere. But I used to whack them as a kid. And flathead.
Oh, yeah.
You guys don't have them here, do you? You got flounders and stuff, but you don't
Yeah.
have flathead.
No.
We've got flounders and flathead. But flathead. In the ocean, the first fish I towed up was with a little white bit of curtain rod with like a free pronger thing.
That's so
right onto
good.
the end.
It's
like
so
you used
good.
to eels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Dad had got this weir cod and brought it in, and it got off,
Mm-hmm.
and it was in this gutter going out at Currong, which is on the northern side of Jervis Bay.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, go get it. It's here somewhere. We're going to find it. It'll be sitting under a ledge or something. And I found it. I just stabbed it till I got it out. And I was like that.
Yeah.
They're like perfect.
Oh, sweet.
There's a weir cod. They're not really highly sought after fish, but
Weir
they're starting
cod.
to eat it now.
I'd love to see a competition one day. I was telling you about this with Dan the other day, with if everybody has to like compete with something that they've made as a
Yeah.
gun, like,
Yep.
you know, like you can't.
It
nothing
can't be an
fancy.
actual
It has to
gun.
be something like from that, you know, out of an old pipe or whatever you want. Like,
Oh, golf
it'd be
club.
pretty fun.
It
Yeah.
would be good.
Water bow and arrow.
Yeah.
I hunted a lot of a hand spear early years, like even on this little trip I did up in November up the reef, first couple of days I swam around with a pole spear,
Mm.
just for like a challenge. You know,
Yeah.
like you get closer to fish, you got to learn about fish, how they move, where they're going to go
It's
to.
hard, eh?
Yeah, you got to
Yeah.
get close.
That's why I like
Yeah.
the catfish cull here. Like it's a it's a safe place to go, and if you're new to
Yeah.
diving, but it's also like you got to learn to use a pole spear, and the catfish don't exactly swim away too far. Most of them, you know, it's
Yeah.
like quite a good way to get amongst that. But it's all
I
right.
got to do that one year.
Yeah, I reckon it'd be
I have
real
to do
fun.
it.
Well, you're
Real
often
fun.
here around then.
Yeah, I know.
Just
We're
got to
usually
make
been
sure you're
busy.
here till
Yeah.
It's been
mid-Feb.
busy when it's been
Oh,
on.
come on over. We're here in March, you know. The Australian
it's
team
Feb.
come over for
No,
the
it's
Worlds.
in Feb. The
Oh, yeah,
the
sorry,
New
Worlds
Zealand
is
one
March.
is in 14th of Feb or whatever most years.
Yeah.
And
Valentine's Day, take your boo and shoot a catfish.
What is your favourite? Well, you made a lot of really nice kaimoana last night, and you prepped our pink
Yeah.
meow meow. But what is your favourite way to prepare fish? Like, what would be your sort of favourite eating fish, and how would you cook it?
I love that raw fish you guys did last night.
Yeah, that's nice, eh?
I like all different types of sashimi fish.
Yeah.
Like all fish are different. Most fish you can eat, like raw. I like whole baked fish,
Mm-hmm.
like just simple.
Yeah.
Salt, pepper, olive oil.
Yeah, at least made a glorious little arrangement with some flavours.
Yeah, and the
That's
hot
right.
baked fish with the butter last night was good.
So anything sashimi, pretty much.
Yeah, I like
Nice.
raw fish.
Is there someone who has inspired you along the way, or someone you think that we should chat to just for our final question?
Inspired me along the way. I grew up with a heap of Jacques Cousteau books. when I was a
Okay.
kid. Yeah. He actually, when I was a kid, one of his boats called Alcyone, it was the wing ship,
Okay.
come to Australia, and I went down to Sydney and I found it. And I was in the harbour there, and I got yabbering to him, and
You got to chat to Jacques Cousteau.
oh, his son Jean-Michel, who was on the boat. Jacques Cousteau wasn't, but yeah, I got talking to him, and they took me on board the boat downstairs.
Wow.
Workshop where they used
Cool.
to build all their own camera bits and pieces.
Wicked.
Yeah, like I was infatuated with the sea from a very young age.
Mm.
All different things. Yeah.
That'd be
Oh,
pretty awesome.
cool.
How old were you when you saw all that?
15, 16.
Yeah, that's pretty impressionable, eh?
It was pretty wicked.
Amazing. Who do you reckon we should chat to next? Is it Joe? Should we start pestering him? Hey, Joe.
I would, because he's up the road.
Yeah.
He's close.
And obviously
He's
Terry,
got a lot of good stories too.
Yeah.
You know, like,
Terry would be obviously great to get on as well. And
Yeah.
yeah, well, he's here till Wednesday next week.
Okay.
We'll dive into Saturday maybe. So Sunday, Monday or Tuesday. Might be lucky.
Might be pretty. That would be a dream.
He's got a lifetime of experience out there in the blue.
Mm. That'd be very cool.
But yeah, I don't know. Who else inspired me? Yeah, definitely my parents, I suppose. They're gone now, but he I met some really interesting characters diving. Yeah, some strange.
We're a weird bunch, eh? Like,
Yeah.
divers are all pretty weird, eh? Like, each one of us, I'm pretty sure no one really fits into a normal
I think I told you I've got a
situation
mate
of
called
life.
Martin, and he's a young Brazilian guy, and he has an Instagram thing, like Kookspiro page. And
Yeah.
he's a little bit
Oh,
sensitive,
dude,
but he's a
yeah.
nice
we've
dude.
talked to him, but we don't
And
know him.
he's when he's travelled around, I've given him some people to like catch up with and see this person and meet that guy, you know. And he reckons all my mates are like this weird, loose, crazy ass, like nut jobs. I mean, he met this old dude over on an island at Curtis Island there, and he was a little bit out there, and he thought, fucking Ray's got to know this guy for sure. He doesn't even mention his name. He goes, oh, yeah, well, you know, so you'd run into Gordo. He goes, I knew you'd know him. I knew you'd know him. It was funny, but yeah, they're all pretty loose and different. Crazy.
I've got a theory
They've all
that
got something wrong with them. Like,
Yeah.
and you must have something wrong with you to jump in the water and hold your breath and
Yeah.
I think
you're
there's
going to get eaten by sharks.
Yeah, absolutely.
either
And
we're,
enjoy
we're
it
all kind of on
and
the
want it again.
spectrum, or the ocean just makes you your full self. And the
Yeah.
more time you spend in the ocean, the more you're like, fuck it, I'm just going to be myself.
I'm
Because
just going to go back on evolution and go backwards.
life's for living. Yeah.
Oh, thank you so much for
Yes, for
having a
living.
yap with us today. And
Was there anything,
10 times over.
yeah.
so not a cat, but 10 lives?
Yeah.
Is there anything else that you'd want to like mention or say or tell listeners to do with sparing life or your company or anything like that?
Nah, just get out there and enjoy being in the water.
Mm.
Relax.
Relax.
The only danger in there is yourself. So
Mm.
You're not
That's it.
wrong. Yeah.
if you're comfortable, you're generally okay.
Yeah. Mm.
Well, thank you very much for your time and your energy.
Thanks,
And
guys. It's been a good chat.
Yeah.
Thanks for brekkie too.
Oh, anytime.
Cafe
anytime.
Elise, the 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
We're incredibly grateful for the time Ray spent with us and the experiences and memories he so openly shared.
Ray's generosity, knowledge, and passion for the ocean is truly something special, and we feel so very lucky to have spent time with him both behind the microphone and around the dinner table.
We hope you enjoyed this conversation as much as we did and took away a few stories, lessons, and laughs along the way.
Until next time, stay safe, dive well, and keep chasing adventures. Toodles!